This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined here, post Beterbiev-Yarde presser with Mr. Frank Warren. Frank, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, it's great. Good. I'm looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be something special.
Let's talk a little bit about that press conference. We're just sort of saying off camera before you went on the live feed. Dev did try to sort of stir it up a little bit and add a little bit of fire into it, but when you got Beterbiev, obviously not an English speaker and someone who's not going to be a bit of a loudmouth in the build-up, and Yarde cool and composed as always.
That's exactly what it is. They're professionals and they save it all for Saturday. I mean, you only got to look at their record. You know what they do when they get in the ring? They're knockout merchants. You know, in R2, you've got a guy who's had 18 fights, 18 wins. He's the only world champion who's got a perfect record from that perspective.
Yarde said a lot this week about the timing being perfect. He had that fight with Kovalev perhaps a little bit early, but gave him the experience that he needed in order for a fight like this. He now has it. Any place better than London? Probably not. This is the place for him. If it has to do it, now is the time, right?
Absolutely. And timing sometimes is what it's all about. You know, over the years I've been involved and handled lots of fighters and picked fights at the right moment for them when they've gone in as underdogs, and I hope it's going to be the same.
Is it nice on a personal level? I know you've promoted a lot of fights over time, but having a tremendous champion like Artur Beterbiev to be able to promote this on home soil must be a feel-good feeling?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great fighter. He's one of the best in the world. As Bob said, he thinks he's pound for pound the biggest puncher out there. For me, you know, for me, I'm really pleased for Anthony. You know, whatever happens, I'm pleased he's got this fight in his hometown, and I'm pleased that, you know, he is where he is. I mean, he's been from day one. He's been a joy to work with. He's a lovely guy, and I really do hope it happens for him, because it would be for me, he would be most deserving of fighters.
I want to make this as brief as possible for you. So just finally on this fight, and then a few more on boxing as a whole. What is the path to victory for Anthony Yarde on Saturday night?
He's got to keep his composure. He's got to set a pace. He's got to work behind his jab, keep his hands tucked up, keep moving, let his jab go, and then he'll find the big punch. Don't go looking for it.
Frank, Fury Usyk, where are we at? Tyson not as vocal as we'd usually see for a fight like this. He did a couple of interviews on Saturday night and suggested that Ngannou may be next. Obviously the boxing public, I know you yourself, promoters will want to make this undisputed fight. Are we getting there? There's rumours of Wembley Stadium. What are you able to tell us?
We're still working on it, and I think we'll get there.
Are you confident that will be the next fight for Tyson Fury?
I'm very much confident we'll get it done.
I don't know what the intricacies that you're able to talk about, etc., but it's a fight that sort of purse bids people have sort of been up and are about. Is it a 50-50 split, a fight like this, or? I'm
not even going into anything about the negotiations. I want to get the fight done, and we'll negotiate between ourselves.
You know what, Frank, fair enough. We've got to push you for an answer where we can. Let me ask you, Tommy Fury and Jake Paul, they've had their back and forth. Jake Paul put a tweet out last night. He said, just hold on, the man's having a baby. Are we at a stop here, or is it looking like Saudi Arabia? Ariel Helwani reported that it was a done deal. What are you able to tell us on that front?
Well, we will see. You know, we're working again on that, and there will be an announcement on that, which is pretty imminent.
Announcement, is that sort of, I imagine that will be on the fight taking place?
You'll find out when we announce.
Saudi Arabia?
Well, you'll find out when we're announced.
Fair enough, Frank. Look, on the world of boxing as a whole, just a few quick ones. Conor Benn, we're now hearing that it looks like he will fight again before we hear something. We don't know how long the report's going to take to hear anything back. They've submitted 280 pages. Robert Smith, the board, haven't had anything. The WBC have got it. What do you think is the right thing here?
Well, first of all, the right thing is to have a hearing and to produce the B sample. As regarding the WBC, they've got all these papers in which they're looking at, and they haven't reinstated him in their rankings. And all they can do to that, they can't stop him from boxing the WBC. They can only stop him from being in their rankings. That's all that can happen. He's given up his British Boxing Board of Control licence, so whether another jurisdiction will license him, I don't know. But the fact is, he tested positive twice, and the fact is, what they should do is give all the papers to UCAD and let them hear it. They were two British fighters.
What they're saying at the minute is that they want to allow they want the information to come out, but they feel like it's getting to a point where they're just going to have to get on and let him fight without the information coming out. As boxing public, is that fair?
That's wrong. How can they let him fight without the hearing? That's nonsense. And if that happens, there's something's wrong. And who's going to license him? Where is he going to get a license? He's give up his board license. He's suspended anyway, and they can't license him unless UKAD have the hearing.
Frank, just finally, this weekend we saw Chris Eubank Jr. Was defeated by Liam Smith. I suppose Liam Smith, the opponent that you don't want to fight close quarters, and Eubank came up, his chin a little bit high, the front arm a little bit low. Got caught, chin didn't hold up. What did you make of it?
Well, I said before the fight, I fancied Liam big time to win the fight, and he did.
Frank, you keep knowing. Just a final message ahead of Saturday night. What is a blockbuster fight? Artur Beterbiev fights Anthony.
Listen, you've got to be there. You've got to watch it. Either watch it on BT, or if you bought a ticket, you're going to enjoy it. This is going to be an absolute barn burner. Two massive punches. Something's going to have to give.
Frank, top man. Thank you very much.